The what's in the bag for 2019 is done and dusted, and I'm more than happy with everything that's in my bag. But how far does everything go? Let's find out, and let's do it now. Hi everyone, James Robinson here. If you're new to the channel and this is your very first time watching my content, first of all, welcome to the channel. And second of all, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave. On this channel, I bring you guys golf-related content every single day that helps you raise your game, lower your handicap, and hopefully just get you enjoying golf that loads bit more. In today's video, we're talking distances, we're talking gapping, we're talking how far do all these things actually go. Guys, do me a favour, just before we really get into the video, hit those comments below. Is a gapping session something you've done? Is it something you're looking to do? And if you've not done it, why haven't you done it? You spend your money on your golf clubs, you spend your money hopefully on your lessons, but you don't really know how far they go. I'm not going to lie guys, this is quite a selfish video as well because I personally need to know how far my clubs are going. I've done a what's in the bag, I've decided what clubs I'm going to use this year, and that's the first point you need to consider. You need to make sure that when you do something like this, you do a gapping session, you're happy with your clubs, you're not going to change them, you're not going to start tinkering and take them out. So here's how the session is going to work. I'm going to hit a handful of shots with every single club. I'm going to take out any real bad ones. This isn't a club test, this doesn't have to be a fair test. If you make a terrible golf swing, you don't want that in the averages because you don't want it to affect the number that you're going to be thinking of out on the golf course. Some clubs, such as the lob wedge in particular, I'm not even going to really hit full shots. I'm not going to hit 100%, 110% shots. Yeah, that is an option that I generally try and have. Because I generally never do that on a golf course. I'd always hit a soft 56. Today we're doing this video with the full bag, so I've started with the wedges, then we move up to the irons, then the hybrid 3-wood and driver. Sometimes it's great just to do this with the wedges, practice your distances, find out how far you hit the clubs with a full shot, find out how far you hit them with a half swing, a short swing, anything that you feel comfortable so you can then take that distance out onto the golf course and it can help you get a little bit more attacking. Now, whilst it's important to hit quite a few shots with each club, the last thing you want to do is hit too many balls so that when you get to the top end of the bag or the bottom end of your bag, depending on where you start, you're tired, you're out of breath, and you're struggling to hit shots that you would normally hit out on the golf course. So for me, if I hit 3 pretty good shots, I'm happy with that, maybe 4, and maybe 5 if I hit a real bad one. It's mega important to make sure you use the same golf ball that you use when you're playing. All these little variables, although don't make a huge difference, can make that tiny bit of difference. If you use a range ball for your distances you get on the golf course, you use a Pro V1X, you use a Pro V1, you use a Taylormade TP5, that's going to have a huge difference. Also guys, make sure you keep the same tempo, make sure you keep the same rhythm throughout the bag. Don't go hit some nice soft pitching wedges, then go try and muller some 9-irons. Leaving a huge gap and you're wondering, well, my pitching wedge goes 130, the 9-iron goes 160, because that's no good to anyone. Generally, one thing that this type of testing can show up is flaws in the golf clubs. Yes, that's right, golf clubs aren't perfectly lofted. Generally, brands will work within tolerances of a couple of degrees. So you think if your 8-iron's 2 degrees strong but your 7-iron's 2 degrees weak, that's within the tolerances, so they're going to get shipped to you, but actually that's going to leave a huge gap in your bag. So when you do buy new irons, it's always a good idea to do this gapping, to do this testing, because then you can always go and tweak them and get them, make sure they're right. Here's the club that everyone works on. This is a club that everybody knows how far it goes, right? 7-iron, 150 yards? Comment below. Is your 7-iron 150 yard club? If it is, test it. And it's funny because I'm starting to see now bigger gaps than maybe I would have anticipated with the clubs. That means I might have to make a visit to a loft and lie machine, just check that they're as they should be, or even just tweak them to what suits me. Because really the number on the bottom of the club doesn't mean much unless it goes the distance it's supposed to. Could someone do me a favour and write that down, because that might be the smartest thing I've ever said. Not that it takes much, but... Now it does obviously help to be swinging well on the day that you do your gapping test, that you test just how far your clubs go. If you feel like you're swinging quite poorly and you feel like you couldn't hit then that's not going to be ideal. But then ideally don't go into it with loads of swing thoughts thinking about what you're trying to do, because I would hope you wouldn't be doing that on the golf course. Okay, 5 iron. Starting to get to the money side of the bag. That's what you want. That's the one you want on a par 3. Oh. In. We are now on to the last iron, then we're going to spend some time with the woods, then I'm going to show you just how far my clubs go. And one thing that I'm hoping to take from this, don't be disappointed if there's bigger gaps than you expected, because that shows that the test was worth doing. You may have to alter some lofts, you may have to tweak some lies, or you may just have to practice with certain clubs. Oh, yes please. Oh, I love these things. I mean, I was only joking when I said the ping blueprint was sexier than you. Honestly, I promise. That's 3 4-irons, all within 2 yards of each other. I think that'll do for that. Now we get to the fun part. Let's start with Mr. Dornock, the hybrid. So generally with the woods, such as the hybrid and the 3 wood, I'm going to hit it from where I feel like I would hit it the most. I may even take one off a tee and off a fairway. I'm not going to do that today, I'm just going to hit them both off the fairway, and then the driver obviously I'm going to tee up as I would normally. James. Oh. I was literally just about to say, I don't think there's been many shots that I need to take out of this test. That one. There we go. We'll just put you back on there. Moving on to Mr. Masters, the 3 wood. Now this has been my favourite club in the bag for a pretty long time. And it's pretty obvious why. Feeling on that. Pretty happy with those. Now this might be what you've all tuned in to see. Now this is the only club where really I might actually go after it, because when I stand on the tee, I can tell you all I like that I'm going to feather it down the fairway. I'm going to try and, yeah, I'm just going to hit it as hard as I can. Okay, 2 drives hit, that's generally about right. 1 left, 1 right. Left, right, yeah. Now this is generally where when you get towards the end of the bag, you've not got many more shots left to hit. You can just kind of keep going. Let's get that driving average up. Or not. So that is a full bag tested for gapping, full bag tested for distance. Now's the fun bit. Let's see how far they go. So, how far do my golf clubs go? I've taken out a few of the real bad ones. I've not actually taken out that many. But, let's start with the driver and work our way down. Driver, 272. 3 wood, 249. Hybrid, 229. 4-iron, 205. I'd just like to bring your attention to those as well. 205, 203, 204. All spinning at around 4.5. Oh, that 4-iron. The 5-iron, 192, 6-iron, 178, 7-iron, 172. Now that's too close for me. The 7-iron and the 6-iron, all quite similar. So I may have to have a look there and just check the loft of maybe the 7-iron. 8-iron, 159, 9 iron 148, pitching wedge 131, sand wedge 102, lob wedge 86, and the gap wedge, which fits in between the pitching wedge and the sand wedge, 122. So generally there, I am quite happy with all those distances. The 7 iron and the 6 iron is a little bit of an issue for me. I'm going to put the distances on the screen now so that you can see them. As you can see, 7 iron and 6 iron, 172, 178, that's a little bit too close. It's a funny one because I don't personally mind the gap between the 6 iron and the 5 iron, and I really don't mind the gap between the 8 iron and the 7 iron. So the 7 iron and the 6 iron, maybe a little bit of work to be done there. Maybe if I did the test again and hit more balls, you might see a little bit of a bigger difference. And this is a big thing, so don't let one test be the be-all and end-all. I'm quite happy with that. I'm definitely going to have a play around with the 7 iron and the 6 iron. Maybe look at the lofts on the 6 iron as well and see if I can change anything there that's going to help me bring it a little bit further away from the 7 iron. And one thing which I think is mega important, guys, is that these distances aren't set in stone. So just because the 9 iron's a 145 club doesn't mean that if I'm at 145, I need to hit a 9 iron. If the situation's right, I can hit an 8 iron. If I really want to, I could probably hit a pitching wedge and try and hit it really, really hard. Don't think just because you've done your distances that they are set in stone. This is a guideline, and you need to play the golf course to the conditions, and then from there, work from your guidelines. But apart from that, that's a nice gap. Guys, take a look at the numbers and see what you think. Comment below. Have you done this yourself? Have you tested your full bag for how far your clubs go? Oh, I'll tell you what, if you're going to do this test, make sure you have plenty of breakfast. Guys, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that. Leave a like if you've enjoyed it. And as always, I'll see you tomorrow.